Now it's time to hear from you. Each year, a student is selected to present a message on behalf of the student body. It gives me great pleasure to introduce James A. Munro IV. Our 22 student speaker, James Munro, has been an active student leader on campus. Jimmy has served as an orientation leader, community advisor, manager of the women's softball team, and member of the class of 2022 Gives Committee, to name but a few. Last evening, he also received the Alumni Council Award given to a graduating student who has exhibited extraordinary devotion and service to the college through volunteerism while maintaining a high academic standards. Jimmy has graduated, with a degree in sport management and has been accepted into grad school at Endicott College to pursue his master's in sports leadership. Please welcome James Munro.
Wow, we did it, guys. This day will be special for so many for years to come. For the first generation college students, for the families who made countless sacrifices, for the classes in 1970, 71, and 72, for Dr. Rooney, and everyone here today. After the past 2 years, I could not be happier with the progress we made as a community to get back to what Dean is all about, the Dean difference. I want to use this time to thank some people who have helped transform me and the community into what it is today. I want to start with my family, who have supported my college journey. Thank you for investing in my future. Next is the faculty and staff. You have individually impacted every student that sits here today, extending office hours, moving deadlines around, and understanding that sometimes we need extra help. Finally, the alumni. With constant support from Dean alum, the college can transform itself for the next group of Bulldogs. In November, the School of Business received a $3 million donation from an alum and is now known as the Dean R. Sanders Class of 47 School of Business. Bulldogs, I want you to take some time and think about your college journey and all that you have accomplished and relive those moments with me. I still remember the day when I moved into my dorm room freshman year. I lived in Jones Hall, 108, right behind the staircase. Before classes started, I knew a total of 2 people. How that has changed. As I said goodbye to my parents, I already knew what the car ride home would be like. Mom shedding tears as she just dropped off her oldest child, and Dad in the passenger seat thinking about how much money he's about to save on the electricity and heating bill. I'm sure we all have stories like that with our families. It's crazy to think about how fast the past 4 years went by and how much the world around us has changed. We've been through 2 presidencies, 2 Boston Sport Championships, 2 years of COVID, and to top it all off, we are the class of 22. Something about them twos. For those of you who have had the great pleasure to know me for the past 4 years, freshman Jimmy is much different than senior Jimmy. For starters, I didn't have a perm, and I weighed about 50 pounds less. I also averaged about 4 hours of sleep with a 3-hour nap in the afternoon while being on the baseball team. Yeah, I don't know how I did that either. After giving up my athletic career and officially retiring from baseball, I decided to pursue a different role, becoming a student leader. I've had the privilege to hold many great positions on campus, being a new student orientation leader, community advisor, an intern in the Recreational and Intramural Department, being the student manager for the softball team, calling parents and alumni for Phonathon. Yes, parents, there's a good chance I called you at least once asking for money, and volunteering my time at countless events on campus. I think one of the greatest aspects of this school is the size. It really embraces the everyone knows everyone community. I truly cannot imagine graduating with a different group of students. This class is responsible for transforming the culture at Dean. There's so much for us to be proud of. You went on stage and performed. You took the field and played. You passed your classes. You defined what being a Bulldog is all about. You came in as high school graduates and are leaving Dean prepared for what the world has to offer. Whether you believe it or not, you are not far away from your first car, first apartment, first job, and for some people, first child. I know. You have made a tremendous impact on people's lives, regardless of how many people you know or friends you made. Every single one of you had your own experiences at Dean, some common and some unique. I'm confident that I'm the only one here that can say they got booed off the basketball court during a halftime half-court shot for $500 for missing so badly. I could spend all day telling you stories. I bet you could too. For the athletes, some of those stories may be locker room shenanigans that only players on the team will know. For the theater majors, it may be getting cast and then performing for the first time. For the dancers, it may be the long day spent walking around with your hair in a ballet bun and your leotards under your clothes. I only named 3 student groups, but there are so many more sitting before me with stories to tell. One story that everyone will have will be the spring break of 2020, or should I say spring, summer, and fall break of 2020. I still remember how it happened. We all went home for spring break, looking forward to a week of getting away. Who would have thought we wouldn't be back on campus for an entire year? The see you soon turned into see you next year. Everyone at the college had to quickly adapt to some platform named Zoom, and the friendly faces we were so accustomed to seeing every day turned into little boxes on our screens. That is, when people had their camera on and remembered to unmute themselves. Not only living through a pandemic, but also attending college during a pandemic speaks to your character, determination, and how you handle adversity. So when you're at your next job interview and they say, "Tell me about a time you faced adversity," you have one hell of a story to tell. I've become very fond over a quote that I heard recently, and out of all places, I heard it in a video game. See, Mom, pulling all-nighters playing Call of Duty did pay off. The quote goes like this: "Listen, fail stands for first attempt in learning." When I first heard it at 3:30 in the morning, I don't know if it was the sleep deprivation talking, but I thought it was a great quote that could be applied to everything. Study all night for a test but fail, learn what study habits work for you and use them towards the next test. Apply for a job but fail at the interview, take what you learned into the next one. What I'm trying to say is that even though you may have finished your time at Dean, every day going forward will hold the opportunity for you to fail. Remember, fail stands for first attempt in learning. It would be impossible to talk about everything from the past 4 years in one speech. I would need another 4 years to cover it all. But let me leave you with these thoughts. You won't know exactly when it happens. Maybe it'll be today, tomorrow, or maybe it has already happened. When you look back at your time here at Dean, you will find that you have transformed this college as much as it has transformed you. And it won't be only Dean College that you transform. No matter where you go next, you have the potential to transform the world. There's no telling of what your future may be. The only promise is the adventure you will embark on. Go Bulldogs!